What is the agenda for today's classes? I'm going to take this class for next 60 minutes. In the next 60 minutes, you will learn complete introduction to Power BI. Mhm. Okay. First, in order to understand Power BI, first you need to understand data analysis, guys. First, we'll try to understand what is data analysis. Without knowing about data analysis, you will not understand Power BI. First, that reason we'll start with what is data analysis. Once we understand what is data analysis, then we'll understand what is Power BI. What is Power BI? Once you understand both, then we will understand how to perform data analysis using Power BI. These are the 3 points we'll understand in today's class. One of the important class. Based on this class only, we will discuss all the Power BI classes. Okay, concentrate, guys. Fine. First, what is data analysis? Tell me, what is data analysis? Might be some people already know. Tell me either definition or whatever you know about data analysis. Hmm? Fine. Let me write one definition here. I'll write one definition. There are many definitions available, different definitions. I'll write one definition. Data analysis is a process which converts, I'll explain first, I'll write and then I'll explain, which converts business data into actionable information. Business data into what? Actionable information. I said that data analysis is a process. When we said it's a process means collection of steps. Process means what? Collection of steps. Let me show you what are the different steps available in data analysis. Not this. If you go, these are the different steps available in the data analysis. You see how many steps we have here totally? 5 steps. To be more specific, data analysis is a 5-step process. How many step process? 5-step process. What that 5-step process will do? Which converts company's business data into actionable information. Okay, you'll understand. What are that 5 steps? First step, OLTP. Second step, ETL. Third step, OLAP. Fourth step, creating reports. Fifth step, sharing the reports to who? Clients. These are the 5 steps available in the data analysis. Okay. So if let me graphically show you. Wherever you see data analysis or business intelligence, both are same. Point you need to remember is data analysis and business intelligence, both are what? Same. Both contains how many steps I said? 5 steps. What are the 5 steps? First step, OLTP. Second step, ETL. Third step, OLAP. Fourth step, create reports or visuals. Fifth step, sharing with the clients. I'll explain all the 5 steps. So first, let me write here. Data analysis contains 5 steps. I said right. Let me write it. First step, OLTP. Second step, ETL. Third step, OLAP. Fourth step, create reports. Fifth step, share reports to the clients. Share reports to clients. We guys need to know these 5 steps first. Once you know these 5 steps, then only we need to start learning what? Power BI. Okay, let's make you understand this data analysis effectively. Okay, data analysis is there. It contains 5 steps. Before I go on to explain these 5 steps, let me start like this. Who will use data analysis? Who will use what? Data analysis. Who will perform these 5 steps? Who will use this? So who will use this data analysis is each and every company. Each and every company will perform what? Data analysis. No matter whether a company is a big company or a small company, whatever the companies that are running in the market now, that companies will perform what? Data analysis. Let me explain this point. So take any company. There are many companies available. Let me write some random company names. I write Flipkart is one company. Amazon is one company. If I keep on writing the company names, I can write thousands and lakhs of companies. In this list, I'll add this training institute also. Like this, if you keep on writing the company names, we can write lakhs of company names. When there is any company, the company will do what? Business. If you take Flipkart, Flipkart is doing what type of business? E-commerce business. Amazon is also doing what type of business? E-commerce. ICICI is doing what type of business? Banking. Or analytics benchmark. This training institute, we are into what type of business? Edutech. Educational related, right? So like this, you name any company, that company will do what? Business. When a company is there and it is doing the business, they'll get business data. What they'll get? Business data. You tell me, when Flipkart is doing e-commerce business, what type of data they'll get? When Flipkart is doing e-commerce business, they'll get what data? Orders related data. They'll get returns related data. They'll get customers related data. They'll get products related data. They'll get sales related data, and so on, right? So all this comes under business data, right? Even Amazon, when they do e-commerce business, they also get the similar kind of data. Now take an example, ICICI Bank. It is doing banking business, right? They also get the business data. What is the business data for this ICICI? Transactions, day-to-day transactions. Day-to-day transactions, that data is the business data. Savings account data, credit card data, loans data, insurance data, and so on. So this kind of data, ICICI Bank will get. In the same way, you take analytics benchmark, we are doing education. We also get the business data. What is the business data for us? What is the most important business data for this analytics benchmark? Hmm. Students data. The most important business data for us is what? Students data. Then staff related data. Then courses related data. Then fee related data. Tomorrow, when you pay the fee, how much amount you paid, how much amount is the due, all that comes under fee related data. So that comes under the business data for us. Final conclusion is, you take any company, let it do any business, it will produce lot of data nowadays. It produce lot of data nowadays. So when a company is getting the business data, that when a company is getting the business data, that will be stored. Some companies will store the business data in Excel files. Some companies will store the business data in the SQL Server database. Some companies will store the data in the Oracle database, and so on. And so when a company is getting the business data, they'll store data in data source, guys. We call them as data source. Uh, uh, if my company is getting the business data, that will be stored. If you are storing the data in the SQL Server, I can call the SQL Server as one data source. And what? Data source or OLTP. I'll talk about it. So wherever we store the data, we can call it as a data source. Another name is what? OLTP. I'll talk about it. Okay. Once the data is stored in the data source, might be not only in these three places. I given a small example, that three places. Some companies might store in other place also. Some companies will store in MySQL database. Some companies will store in DB2 database. Some companies will store in cloud. Okay, different places they'll store it. So we call them as what I said? Data source. We call them as what? Data source. What is the next step is? Next step is they want to analyze the data. What they need to do? Analyze the data. Whatever the data that was stored in the data source, they want to analyze. They want to analyze the data, guys. They want to analyze the data. Just a second, guys. Just give me a second. They want to Analyze the data. Okay. Whatever the data stored in the data source, they want to analyze the data. What is this analyzing the data means? So understanding where we are doing good, where we are doing bad is nothing but what? Analyzing the data. Take an example. Flipkart is selling 100 products. How many products? I want to analyze the products data. Meaning is you need to understand which products are selling what? Good. Which products are selling bad. Nothing but analyzing the data. Take an example. ICICI is operating in 1,000 branches. How many branches? 1,000 branches. I want to analyze that 1,000 branches data. I want to understand which branches are doing good, which branches are doing bad. I need to understand which branches are doing good and bad. So that understanding where we are doing good, where we are doing bad is nothing but what? So companies need to analyze the data. Companies need to analyze data to take better business decisions, guys. To take better business decisions. I'll give an example. Why companies need to analyze the data. Ta- Take an example. Currently, ICICI is operating in 1,000 branches. Take an example. Out of 1,000 branches, they are planning to close 10 branches. What they need to do? Close 10 branches. You tell me, will they randomly go and pick the 10 branches and close it? Out of 1,000 branches, what they need to do? 10 branches. They want to take what? Decision. Which 10 branches to close? Will they randomly go and pick the branches and close it, or what they'll do? If I say you want to close 10 branches, will they randomly close it, or what they'll do?
They will check
Hmm?
which branches are not doing good, and
Correct.
they will pick the worst 10 batches.
Correct. So what they need to do is they need to take 1,000 branches data. They need to analyze. What they need to do? Analyze. And they analyze what they'll understand. They'll understand which branches are doing good and which branches are doing bad. They'll go to the branches which are doing bad and they'll pick the 10 branches and close it. That is what, in order to take the decision, what they are doing. And any company to take any business decision, what they need to do? Analyze data. They need to analyze the data. That's what I written. Okay, you let. So companies to analyze the data, they require something called reports. Companies to analyze the data required required what? Required what? Reports. Companies, in order to analyze the data, they require something called what? Reports. Let me tell you how the reports will look like. I'll just show you how the reports are. How the reports will look like, I'll show you. Just try to understand. I'll just open some reports and I'll show you how they will look like. So I just going to one of the workspace here. I'm trying to open a couple of reports here. There are a lot of reports with me. I'm just opening a couple of reports to make you understand how the report will look like. So this complete one, I can call it as one report, guys. You look at here. What we are trying to tell, this complete one, I can call it as a report. What is the report name? E-commerce sales report. And each one we call it as a visual. Line chart is one visual. Column chart is one visual. Donut chart is one visual. Scatter chart is one visual. Map is one visual. All these are visuals. All the card visuals, slicers, all the visuals together, I am calling it as what? Report. Companies require this kind of reports for what purpose? Companies require this kind of reports for what purpose? I said to analyze the
To
data.
analyze the
Analyze the data. Analyze the data means what I said. Understanding where we are doing good, where we are doing bad. Look at here. You have this visual. In this visual, what is the data you are showing? Look at the visual and tell me, in this visual, what is the information you are showing is, you are showing month-wise sum of sales. By looking at this visual, we can understand which month is doing good. Tell me guys, which month is doing good?
November,
Where is the month we have more sales? November is the one where we have more sales. Which month is doing bad?
Feb.
February. February have the lowest value. So uh, by using the visual, this kind of visuals or reports, I understand where we are doing good and where we are doing bad. Based on that, I can take what decisions. Let's say as November month, your company will do more sales. You need to maintain more stock. You need to maintain what? More stock. Maintaining more stock is a decision which I am making by using this visual. February month, I need to maintain what? Less stock. My company will generally do less sales. I want to maintain less stock. What is the problem in the November month when you maintain less stock? You lose the
Sales will
customers.
drop.
You lose the customers and you lose the business. Like this, let me show you another visual. Look at this visual and what we are showing in this visual. Subcategory wise, sum of
Sum of
profits.
profit.
When you share this visual with your company people will understand where we are doing good, where we are doing bad. So my company is selling lot of subcategories like copiers. My company is selling copiers, phones, accessories, chairs. Like this, lot of subcategories they are selling. Tables. Tell me which subcategory is generating highest profit? Copiers. Second highest
Copies.
profit, phones. Lowest profit, tables. What is the profit for tables? Minus 18K.
That is a
Profit
loss.
number in minus is what?
Loss.
Loss. I can see suppliers, bookcases, tables have negative numbers. Negative numbers are nothing but what? Losses.
Losses.
When I share this visual with my company people will understand where we are doing good and bad. Based on that, they can take what? Decisions. One decision my
Decisions.
company taken by using this is they're planning to stop selling suppliers, bookcases, and what? Tables. They're producing the losses. They're planning to stop selling them. Another decision they're planning to take is they're planning to concentrate more on what? Copiers and phones business. Why they're planning to concentrate more into the copiers and phones business? They're giving more
More
profits. They're
profits.
giving what? More profits. When they sell more, even they'll get more profits. So like this, uh, I'm just showing an example how the reports will look like. These are the reports. You just observe how the report will be. We need to Company required this kind of reports to analyze the data. Company required this kind of reports to what? Analyze my company's data. I'm just showing couple of reports. How we will create for the companies to analyze the data. These are reports, guys. Okay. Uh, so what is that? Companies need to analyze the data to take what? Decisions. To analyze the data, they require something called what? Reports. To create the reports, company need to perform a process called data analysis. People will think that we'll directly go and create the reports. No. Before we create the reports, we need to do a lot of additional work. Like we need to do ETL. We need to create OLAP database, and then we'll create the report. Performing this complete process, we call it as what process? Data analysis process. Companies will create the reports using data analysis process. Companies will create reports using what process? Data analysis process. Let me conclude these 3 points, guys. You take any company you take, which is running now, every company will perform data analysis, guys. Every company will perform what? Data analysis, I'm telling.
Like
By performing data analysis, they will create reports. They will create what? Reports. Using the reports, they will do what? Analyze the data. Using the reports, companies will do what? Analyze the data. Using analysis, they will take what? Better business decisions. Every company need to take what? If the company want to run successfully, what you need to take? Better decisions. To take better decisions, what you need to do? Analyze the data.
analyze
To
the
analyze
data.
the data, what you required? Reports.
Reports.
To create the reports, what company need to do? They need to perform data analysis. Every company will perform what? Data analysis. Using data analysis, they'll create what? Reports. Using the reports, they'll do what? Analyze the data. Using analysis, what they'll do? They'll take the better decisions. That is the reason I said that each and every company will perform what? Data analysis. Each and every company will perform these 5 steps. Now, let me explain these 5 steps now. What are these 5 steps? Each step will understand. Before I explain this, who is data analyst? We'll try to understand who is
Data
data
analyst.
analyst. Who is data analyst will understand. The person Who perform the data analysis is a data analyst, guys. Try to understand. The person who performs data analysis is a data analyst. The person who do this ETL, who create this OLAP database, who create the reports, who share the reports to the clients, that person name is what? Data analyst. Okay. Now try to understand this 5 steps, guys. In the data analysis, what is the first step? OLTP. I'll make you understand first what is OLTP. What is the full form for OLTP is? Full form for OLTP is online transactional processing. What is that?
Online
Online
transaction
transactional processing, guys.
processing.
Mm. Now, try to understand the definition. The place where companies store the business data, the place where companies store business data, stores business data, we call as OLTP. We call it as what? OLTP. In the software have a different terminology. If my, sorry guys, let me, if my company is storing the business data in the SQL server, I can call the SQL server as OLTP. If my company is storing the business data in the Oracle, I can call Oracle as what? OLTP.
OLTP.
So how you got this name is business data, also known as transactional data. What is the another name for business data? Transactional data. Business data, sometimes I call it as transactional data. Wherever we store transactional data, anywhere you store transactional data, we call it as what? Online transactional processing. In short, we call it as what? OLTP,
OLTP.
because you are storing transactional data. The place where we store transactional data, we call it as online transactional processing, in short OLTP. That's what I written here. The place where companies store the business data or transactional data, we call it as what? OLTP. So here in this example, my company is storing the business data in the SQL server. Then I can call SQL server as what? OLTP. Uh, so every company will have one or multiple OLTPs. Every company will have one or multiple OLTPs, will have one or multiple OLTPs to store business data or transactional data. To store what? Business data or transactional data. I'm telling that a company will have either one or multiple OLTPs. A company will have a single OLTP. Some companies will have only one. Some companies will have what? Multiple. To store what? Business data. Why multiple? Tell me, guys. Someone tell me why there are some companies multiple OLTPs they'll have. Tell me an example. What scenarios a company will have multiple OLTPs? Some companies will store the data in multiple OLTPs also. What scenario?
High amount of data
To
or
safeguard the
decentralization
data.
policies.
High amount of data? No.
To
You can
safeguard
store
the
in one.
data.
Huh?
Backups.
Not,
Backups,
not
safeguarding the data.
Decentralization.
backups.
To process it very fast.
No, 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 no. So might be that are not the major reasons. Okay, but not correct. But let me tell you. So companies might have different data. You take an example, ICICI. ICICI will have lot of different data. They'll have savings account data. They'll have credit card data. They'll have loans data. Different data is there, right? Company is same. They have different type of data. They might not go and store all this data in a single place. There are they will store savings account data in SQL Server, credit card and loans data in the Oracle. There is a chance that they might store in multiple OLTPs, because these are the reasons when they have different subjects data. Each subject data might be stored in different databases. That is the reason a company will have either one OLTP or what? Multiple OLTPs to store what? Business data, guys. So first, hope you understand OLTP. I'll just show you one image to make you understand. So I open Flipkart website in the laptop. After opening the Flipkart website in the laptop, I place the order. Uh, I open Flipkart website. I placed an order here. When I place an order, you'll get data or not? The data will go and store in where? OLTP database. This might be any database, Oracle database, SQL Server database, MySQL database, or any database. I open Flipkart web mobile app. I placed an order. That data will go and store in. So what the data what where we are storing, we call it as OLTP. Here you are placing a transaction. The transaction will produce transaction data. The transaction data will be stored here. We call it as OLTP, right? So let me show you another image. Every company will have front-end applications. Front-end applications. So if you go and open Flipkart website, I just open one website, web. I open Flipkart website, flipkart.com. So I call this as a front-end application. This is what? Front-end application. I'll go to this application. I'll choose the product. I'll place the order, right? In this front-end application might be developed using Java or .NET or something. This 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 front-end application was developed using Java or .NET or something we used. When we develop this application here, this is the application. So they might develop using any of the programming languages like this, WordPress or .NET or Java, something like this. So in that front-end application, when I go and place an order, the data will go and store in where? OLTP, guys. OLTP. That's what we are telling. Every company will have some front-end applications to run their business. In the front-end applications, when you do the business, that business data will be go and stored in where? OLTPs, guys. Now I hope you got an idea about OLTP, right? Next point is companies will provide one or multiple OLTPs to one or multiple OLTPs to whom? Data analyst, and ask to create reports, case. Ask to create what? Company already will have OLTPs, right? That OLTPs have what? Business data, right? That OLTPs will be provided to whom? Data analyst, and asked to create what? Reports. Why they'll ask you to create reports? Analyze the data. Why company need to analyze the data? For better decisions. Right. Now, okay. Once company provided OLTPs to create the reports, to analyze the data. So important point is, make a note. It is never recommended to create reports. It is never recommended to create reports directly on OLTPs. Guys, directly on what? OLTPs. It is never recommended to go and create reports directly on OLTPs. I'm telling. Someone tell me what is the reason? What is the reason it is not recommended to go and create? Give me the justification to this point. What is the reason? Someone tell me if you know. Tell me, guys.
The data will be added simultaneously. More
Okay, that
number
is
of
one reason. One reason. When you try to
Data
take
is
the
in
data and
different
show the data
format.
in the report, simultaneously data will come here. Database deadlocks might occur. That is not the major reason. That is one reason, but that's not the major reason. Yes.
Redundant
Normally, the
data.
data stored is in the OLTPs is the master data, which should not be tampered easily. So we make a copy, and from that copy we do analysis and generate reports.
In simple, okay. In simple, OLTP will not have structured data. OLTP will have raw data. OLTP will have what? Raw data or unstructured data. What data will have? Unstructured. That raw data or unstructured data is not useful for what? Creating the reports. Okay. What I'm trying to say is, usually I'll explain what is unstructured data. OLTPs will contains unstructured data. That unstructured data is not suitable for what? Creating the reports. That is the reason we don't go on. There are many other reasons. Even one person said, we will try to insert the data. If you try to take the data at the same time to create the reports, database deadlocks will occur. So that is also a reason. Yes, but major reason is because of what? I'll tell you why. What is unstructured data? Why it will come here? Why it is not useful for creating the reports? We'll discuss. That is the reason. So now data analysts need to create a new database. So now data analyst will create a new database called OLAP. Called which database? OLAP. OLAP stands for what? Online Analytical Processing. OLAP stands for what? Online Analytical Processing. Online Analytical Processing. Look at here. Now, so why data analyst is creating a new database? Tell me. You. Why he is creating a new database called OLAP? As OLTP is not useful for what? Creating the reports. To create the reports, he is creating a new database called what? OLAP. He is creating this for creating the reports. Why this database is not useful? I said it have what? Unstructured data.
Unstructured data.
Now, okay. So it's a brand new database, right? So we need to move the data from OLTP database to OLAP database. To move the data from OLTP database to OLAP database, we require some software called what? ETL, guys. To move the data from OLTP to OLAP, to move data from OLTP to OLAP database, we required what softwares, guys? ETL software. What is ETL full form? Extract, transform, load. Extract, transform, load. Now I'm telling that we need to move the data from OLTP to OLAP. While moving the data, what data you need to take? OLTP might have all your information. Out of all the tables or all the information, what data we need to move to OLAP is, while moving the data to the OLAP, we need to move only data required for analysis. Only data required for what? Analysis. What data I want to show in the reports? In the reports, what information I would like to see? Only that data we need to bring it to where? OLAP. So let's say imagine in OLTP I have data in 100 tables. How many tables are there? 100 tables. Out of 100 tables in the reports, clients want to see 10 tables data. How many tables data? 10 tables. Now tell me, from OLTP to OLAP, we need to bring 100 tables or 10 tables? Uh, you tell me, into OLAP, we need to bring 100 tables or 10 tables? 100 or 10? I said that into
10.
OLAP, we need to bring only data required for analysis.
10
Only
tables.
data required for what? Creating
Create
reports. What data you need to show in the reports? That data only we need to get into where? OLAP. Now we need to bring 100 tables or 10 tables?
10 tables.
10 tables. How many tables? 10 tables. What are the data that I want to show in the report? That data only we need to bring it up. That data we call it as analytical data. The data we call it as what? Here it store analytical data. It store analytical data. So analytical data. So data required for analysis. Data required for analysis, we call it as what type of data? Analytical data. As it store analytical data, they are calling it as what? Online analytical processing. So OLAP, how you got this name as online analytical processing, in short OLAP, is it store what type of data here? Analytical data. Data required for creating the report or data required for analysis, we call it as analytical data. As it store analytical data, we call it as online analytical processing. When it comes to OLAP, OLAP will have the data in the structured format. OLAP will have the data in what format? Structured. I'm telling that OLTP will have what data? Unstructured. I'm telling OLAP will have what data? Structured. OLAP is getting the data from where? OLTP. OLAP is getting the data from OLTP using ETL. So when you said that OLTP have unstructured data, same data when it moved to OLAP, how it becomes structured? How it becomes structured is because of what? ETL. In ETL, there is an important task called what? Transform. This is the major work. So what this ETL tools will do is, it will take what tables we required for creating the reports. Whatever the only tables required for creating the reports, it will extract. After extracting the tables, what it will do? Transform. Transform means it will convert unstructured data to what? Structured. The data will be stored in a database called what? OLAP. OLAP will have the data which is required for creating the reports in what format? Structured. So now you can use this OLAP database for creating what? Reports. And now let me give a brief idea what is unstructured data, why it is not useful for what? Creating reports. And I'll explain what we will do in where? ETL. And then I'll explain what we will do it in where? OLAP database. What is structured data? Why it is required for creating the reports? I'll explain, guys. Okay. Fine. Now, let's see, guys. I'll just open one small slide here to make you understand unstructured data and structured data. Look at this slide. Usually, into OLTP, one customer will place the order or multiple customers. I said that in the Flipkart website. On a Flipkart website, one customer will go and place the order, or thousands of customers will place the order. Thousands of customers will go and place the order. When I ask multiple customers to write their country name, I ask to write the customers to write the country name. Do you think that all the customers will write the country name in the same format? No. Let's say some customer in US will write the country name as US. Someone will write USA. Someone will write United States. Each person might enter their information in different formats or not. Yes, sir. So the data we call it as unstructured, guys. Look at here. You look at this one. This is how the data will be in the OLTP databases, guys. This is how the data will be in the OLAP database. I said that how the data will flow from OLTP to OLAP, ETL. In between, you will have ETL here. So as OLTP will get the data from many people, might be getting in many formats. One person entered the country name like what? United States. Second one enter like US, U.S. USA. Someone entered like United Kingdom and UK. Each person is entering the data in different formats. I can call this kind of data as unstructured data. But when it comes to OLAP, everywhere the country name is same. What you will do in the ETL is you'll take this US and convert to what? United States. You will take this UK and convert it into what? Here country names are in the same format or not? This kind of data we call it as what? Structured. Where you convert unstructured data to structured is in the ETL. Now go to the next slide. Now what I try to do is I take OLTP data and try to create the report, try to create the visual. What I show in the visual, I try to show country wise sum of sales, and I share this visual with my company people. When I share this visual with my company people said this visual is wrong. Why this visual is wrong? What's wrong in this visual?
Country name is
What's wrong
coming
in that
multiple
visual?
times. Same name.
So
same
they are
country name,
expecting to
different
see,
form.
they're expecting to see only two sales values here. How many countries you are doing the business? Only two countries. One is United States. Second one is United Kingdom. In the place of country, they would like to see only two countries and two sales values. But this time you are showing how many countries here? 7 different countries and 7 different sales values. Using this visual, my clients cannot perform any analysis. My company people cannot do any analysis. The problem is not with the visual. The problem is with what? Data. That is the reason I said that we don't go and create reports directly on what? OLTP. We don't create it. Now go to the next slide. This is how the data will be in where? OLAP. Using OLAP, you are creating the visual now. Now also you are showing country-wise sales. What the visualization tool will do is all the same names will group it as one and it will sum the sales values. When you sum the first 5 sales values, what is the number you got? It will group this 2 into 1 value and it will sum this 100 plus 200. How much? When I share this visual with my company people said this visual is correct. I'm doing the business in 2 countries. United States is doing more. United Kingdom is doing less. And they can say take some decisions or not. So that's what. So company provided OLTPs to whom? Data analyst and asked to create what? Reports to what? Analyze the data. But what I said, we are not supposed to create reports directly on what? OLTPs, because you will have what? Unstructured data. If you forcefully go and create the reports, what happens? You'll get wrong results. The data we need to take into what softwares? ETL. In ETL tools, what you need to do? Clean or transform the data. Clean or transform the data. That clean data or transformed data will load into a database called what? OLAP. That OLAP database we generally use for what? Creating the reports. Now I hope you got an idea what is OLTP, what is the full form, why it calls so, and what is ETL, what you will do there, and what is OLAP, what is the full form, why it calls so, we discussed. And this OLAP database generally we use for what? Creating the reports. I show a lot of reports to you, right? All these reports, what I am showing here, this reports was created on OLTP database or OLAP database. These are reports. Generally, these reports will be created on OLTP or OLAP. These reports are created on OLAP. Created on what? OLAP. Always will create this kind of reports on what database? OLAP database. Okay, guys. Now, the information what I shown in the reports, we call it as actionable information. Try to understand. The information what we are showing in the reports, that information I call it as what? Actionable information. What is the reason? The information what you are seeing in these reports, we call it as actionable information is when you share this information with the clients, by using the information available here, clients will take decisions or actions. Decisions are what? Actions. I said that while explaining this visual, I said that what type of actions my client will take using this visual. What I said? By seeing this visual, what are the two actions my client taken? I explain it, right? Tell me what is the one action they taken? By using this visual, what is the one action they taken? One decision they taken? I said that suppliers, bookcases, and tables are doing negative profits. Negative profits are nothing but what? Losses. They are planning to stop selling these three subcategories. That is one action. And by using the same visual, they are planning to concentrate more on what? Copiers and phones business. That is another action. By using the data available in the reports or visuals, companies will take what? Decisions or what? Actions. That is the reason that the information what is available in the report, that information is what? Actionable information. Now, what is the name of these 5 steps I said? The name of these 5 steps is what? Data analysis. Data analysis is a how many step process? 5-step process which converts what? Business data into actionable. Where do we have business data? OLTPs. Where do we have actionable information? Reports. To convert the business data into what? Actionable information. First step we need to do is what? ETL. Second step we need to do is what? Create OLAP. Third step we need to do is what? Create reports. The 3 major steps in the data analysis is, first major step is what? ETL. Second major step is what? Creating OLAP. Third major step is what? Creating reports. Who will provide the OLTPs to the data analyst? Data analyst want to create them or company will provide them? Company will provide. We no need to do any work here. Who will share the report? To share the reports to the client, it's an easy task. It's a easy task. In the data analysis, what are the 3 major tasks? ETL, creating OLAP, creating reports. Okay, guys, I hope you got an idea. In the last 40 minutes, I discussed about what? What is data analysis? Why we discuss data analysis? I said that in order to understand Power BI, first you need to understand what? Without knowing anything about data analysis, you don't even understand Power BI. Okay, now you know what is data analysis, what it contains, right? Now you got an idea about these 5 steps, right? Now, this is the good time to start understanding Power BI now. So what is Power BI? Tell me, guys. Sorry. Which company developed Power BI? What is the company developed Power BI?
Microsoft.
Microsoft Power BI. Microsoft is the company which developed what? Power BI, guys. Someone tell me, for what reason Microsoft developed Power BI software? What is the reason Microsoft developed Power BI software is? To perform data analysis. To perform what? To perform data analysis. To perform data analysis. Microsoft developed Power BI. To perform data analysis, Microsoft developed what? Power BI, right? Correct, guys. Now, let me explain more about this. Power BI is not the name of single software. Power BI is the name for collection of softwares. Collection of softwares. We don't have any one software in Power BI. It have multiple softwares. Yes, you take MS Office software. If you take MS Office, this will have multiple softwares in it. What are that? You'll have Word, you'll have Excel, you'll have PowerPoint, and so on, right? All these softwares together, I'm calling it as what? MS Office. In the same note, Power BI is also having multiple softwares in it. Let me write up. What are the different softwares available in Power BI? First software available in Power BI is Power BI Desktop. What is the first software name? Power BI Desktop. Second software available in Power BI is Power BI Service. Power BI Service. Third software available in Power BI is what? Power BI Report Server. Power BI Report Server. Fourth software available in Power BI is what? Power BI Mobile. Power BI Mobile. Power BI contains total how many softwares I said? 4. Out of 4, the major one in Power BI is Power BI Desktop. Guys, which is the major one? Power BI Desktop. Power BI Desktop is a development software in Power BI. Development software in Power BI. When you join in the company as a Power BI developer, 90% of time, Power BI developer will work in where? Power BI Desktop. 90% of time. So remaining 10% of time, you'll work in these 3 softwares. 10% of time. So these 3 softwares are small softwares. The meaning is what? What is the big software in Power BI? Power BI Desktop. These 3 softwares are what? Very small softwares. So, okay, now let me make you understand better. I'll just open Power BI architecture. So this is Power BI Desktop. Power BI Desktop again internally contains 3 more softwares. This is Power BI Desktop. It have internally 3 softwares. What are that? Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View. Write that point. Power BI Desktop internally contains 3 more softwares. What are the 3 more softwares? Power Query. Second one, Power Pivot. Third one, Power View. So I clearly list what are the different softwares available in Power BI, guys. Okay. Power BI majorly have 4 softwares, and again in Power BI Desktop 3 more softwares. Okay. So we use all these Power BI softwares to perform what? Data analysis. Data analysis is not a small work. It is a big work. So to do that work, we have multiple softwares there. To do these 5 steps, we have this many softwares. Okay. Now you people are here to learn Power BI. You people join today's class to learn what? Power BI. How much time it will take to learn Power BI, you know? To take Power BI, it will take 2 months of time. How much time? 2 months of time it will take. 60 hours it will take. When you learn Power BI for 2 months, you'll become a Power BI data analyst. You'll become a what? Data analyst. Okay, you join my Power BI course for 2 months. You learn Power BI. Now you are a Power BI data analyst. After you become a Power BI data analyst, you will join some company. What happens after you become Power BI data analyst? You will join some company. What you need to do in that company? You tell me. Okay, I learn Power BI. I become a Power BI data analyst. I join one company. What we will do in that company? In that company, we will use what software? Power BI. Using that, we need to do what? Perform the data analysis. We need to perform what? Data analysis.
Data analysis.
Okay. When you join in the company, we need to perform data analysis using Power BI. We need to perform what? Data analysis using what? Power BI. The person who perform data analysis using Power BI, we call it as what? Power BI data analyst. Okay, guys. Now, tell me, who will provide the OLTPs to the Power BI data analyst? Power BI data analyst will create them or company will provide them?
Company.
Who
Company
will
should
provide
provide.
this OLTPs? Power BI data analyst will create or company will provide? Company will provide. Already company will have them. They will provide. What is the first step Power BI data analyst need to do? ETL. Generally in the OLTP, you guys will have what? Unstructured data. We need to clean it. Where we will clean it? In the ETL software. So in Power BI, using which software we will do the ETL? using Power Query. Using what? Power Query. If you look at architecture slide, I write on top of Power Query, it is a ETL software. What software? Power Query will connect to wherever companies are storing the business data. I can call it as either OLTPs or data sources. Wherever your company store the data, I can call it as either OLTP or what? Data sources. So Power Query will connect to them and extract the data. What it will do? Extract the data. After extracting the data into Power Query, it will do what? Transform. It will clean or transform the data. After that, it will load the data to where? Power Pivot. It will load the data to where, guys? Power Pivot. That is the flow. That is the flow. Okay. So extract, transform, and then what? Load. And then load. So write that point, guys. Power Query is an ETL software in Power BI. Power Query is an what software? ETL software in where? Power BI, guys. Okay. Now, okay, we understand company will provide the OLTP. ETL will be performed in where? Power Query. What is the next step Power BI data analyst need to do? Create OLAP. In which specific place you will create OLAP? Power Pivot. So look at here. Power Pivot is the place where we design what? OLAP. Write that point. Power Pivot is a database. Power Pivot is a what? Database which is used to create what? OLAP. So here, how SQL Server is one database, how Oracle is one database, my Power Pivot is also one database. How we will store the data in the SQL Server in the form of tables, how we can store the data in Oracle in the form of tables. Power Pivot also stored data in the form of what? Tables. You extracted tables, right? You transform some data in the tables, right? The transformed tables you load into where? Power Pivot. The tables will be stored in where? Power Pivot, because it's a database. Because it's a database. Using the tables, you will create what? OLAP. That OLAP you will use in where? Power View to create what? Visual reports. Now, so we understand that ETL will be performed in the Power Query. OLAP database will be created in where? Power Pivot. What is the next step? Create reports. Where we will create the reports? Power View. Power View is a software which is used to create the reports, guys. Power View is a software which is used to create reports, which is used to create what? Reports. So, okay, once you create the reports, reports contains what? Actionable information. What is the last step? Share reports to the clients. Okay, now, so to share the reports to the clients, Power BI desktop cannot share the reports directly to the clients. Cannot share the reports directly to whom? Clients. In order to share the reports to the clients, we need to publish. Publish means move. Publish means move. Move the report to Power BI service. From there, we need to share with whom? Clients. Or we need to publish the report to Power BI report server. From there, we need to share with the clients. In order to share the reports to the clients, either we need to use Power BI service or either we need to use Power BI report server. Either Power BI service or either Power BI report server. You might need to get one question here. To do ETL, I only have Power Query. To create OLAP database, I only have what? Power Pivot. To create the reports, I only have what? Power View. But to share the reports to the clients, why there are two softwares? Why not only one? So what is the difference is here, one is a cloud-based software. One is what? Cloud. Second one is on-premise software. What is that? On-premise. No company will use both cloud and on-premise. Some companies will choose what? Cloud. Some companies will choose what? On-premise. 99% of the companies to share the reports to the clients, they're using what? Cloud. 1% of the companies to share the reports to the clients, they're using what? On-premise. So the meaning is in Power View, after I create the reports, most of the companies will publish it to where? Power BI service. From there, they'll share with whom? Clients. Write that difference. Power BI service is a Azure cloud-based software which is used to share reports to whom? Clients. How much percentage they're using? 99% of the companies they're using this. I said that Power BI report server is what? On-premise software which is used to share reports to whom? Clients. How much percentage I said? Only 1%. Okay, guys. So we finally understand whatever the report I developed, mostly we'll publish it to Power BI service and we'll share with whom? Clients. Once you share with the clients, clients can see the reports using the laptops. Using what? Laptops. They can see the report using what? Desktops. And they can even see the reports in where? Mobiles. In order to see the reports in the mobiles, they require a mobile app. They require a what? Mobile app. So what is the mobile app we have is, we have a mobile app with a name called what? Power BI Mobile. When you go to Play Store or App Store, search with the name called what? Power BI Mobile. You'll find what? Mobile app. Power BI Mobile, it's a mobile app. Mobile app, which is used for what purpose? Which is used to view the reports in where? Mobiles or tabs or iPads, guys. So Microsoft developed mobile app for Android. We have mobile app for what? Android, Windows, iOS, and Windows. They have mobile app for Android, iOS, and Windows. Who will install this mobile app? Developers or clients? Developers or clients? Clients. Who want to see the reports? Clients. So this mobile apps will be installed by clients in their mobiles to view the report. It's a mobile app which is used for what? Viewing the reports. Okay. Now tell me, guys, these are the different softwares available in Power BI. Using the softwares available in Power BI, can I do all these 5 steps? Who will provide the OLTPs? I said company. Where I do ETL? Power Query. Where I create OLAP? Power Pivot. Where I will create report? Power View. How you will share the report to the client? Power BI service, guys. If someone asks you what is Power BI, best definition is Power BI is the name for collection of softwares which are used to perform data analysis. Which are used to perform what? Data analysis. This is the perfect definition for Power BI. We know what is data analysis. If someone asks you what is data analysis, what you need to tell? Data analysis is a 5-step process which converts business data into actionable information. Now we understand what is data analysis and what is Power BI. Now let me explain how to perform data analysis using Power BI. I'll explain what? How to perform data analysis using Power BI. I'm consolidating. You already know data analysis. You already know Power BI. I'm combining them. In data analysis, what is the first step I said? OLTPs. Who will provide the OLTPs? Companies. In data analysis, what is the second step I said? ETL. Where we do ETL in Power BI?
Power Query.
Power Query.
Yeah.
After ETL, what is the third step I said? Creating OLAP. Where we will create OLAP I said? Power Pivot I said. After creating OLAP, what is the next step I said? Create reports. Where will create reports I said?
Power View.
Using Power View. After creating the reports, what is the last step I said?
Sharing with
Share
clients.
reports to clients. Where I do sharing the reports to client I said? Mostly with Power BI service only. Mostly with. If you want to get the job on Power BI, so if you need to learn how to do ETL using what? Power Query. In our classes, 13 hours of time, I'll clearly discuss how to do ETL in what software? Power Query. What is the next one you need to learn? How to create OLAP in Power Pivot. We will learn for 17 hours of time. After that, we will learn what? How to create reports in Power View. 17 hours of time you will learn. And finally, you will learn how to share the reports to the clients using Power BI service for 13 hours of time. When you learn the 60 hours of time, you can comfortably go and join the company. After joining the company, When you learn that 60 hours, you will become a what? Power BI data analyst. You can join the company and you can perform what? Data analysis using Power BI software. Okay. This is all about the today's demo. We are not yet done. So I'll discuss some general points which are important to get the job on Power BI. So technically we are done. I want to discuss some general points, guys. What we need to discuss? General points to start learning Power BI. If you want to start learning Power BI or if you want to get the job on Power BI, these general points are important. Concentrate, guys, for few minutes, just few minutes. I'll go with the questions. I'll just give the, instead of typing those points, I'm copy pasting that from another previous batch, previous one. Okay. First point I want to tell here is when I'm going to start a new batch. New batch is going to start tomorrow itself, guys. Tomorrow is what? Wednesday. Another 3-4 classes, three to four introduction classes are there. That 3 to 4 introduction classes, I'll talk what? Practicals. Today is also introduction class, but today I only discuss theory. In the coming 3-4 introduction classes, I will start what? Practicals. That introduction class timings are from where? 10 a.m. This complete week, this week completely, we will have introduction classes only. What you will have? That introduction classes are the most important classes for learning Power BI. Actual classes will start from where? Monday. The timings is what? 7:30 to 9. Roughly, I'll take everyday class 1 hour to 1 hour 30 minutes. Some classes only 1 hour. Most of the classes only 1 hour. Some classes 1 hour 10 minutes, 1 hour 15 minutes, 1 hour 20 minutes, like that. Make sure most of the classes only 1 hour. Exactly class will start at what? 7:30 a.m. Mostly it will wind up by 8:30. If it goes till 9 max. Okay. So this is the actual class timings. But introduction class timings is what? Same. Complete this week. Introduction classes 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Next week onwards, what? Actual classes. What timings? 7:30. This is the new batch details, guys. You people can attend 2 more classes free. Tomorrow you can attend my class for free, and day after tomorrow also you can attend free. So that you can understand how I am teaching the practicals. Huh? What you will learn in the next introduction classes is how Power BI software will work. Practically you will learn. Today, in tomorrow's class, I'll tell you how to install Power BI desktop. I'll tell you what? Power BI developer work will start in where? Power BI desktop. First, tomorrow we will try to learn how to install Power BI desktop. After that, you will learn how to open Power Query, how to do what? ETL. Then you will learn how to open Power Pivot, how to create what? OLAP. Then you will learn how to open Power View, how to create what? Visual reports. Then you will learn how to publish the report to Power BI service and how to share the report to whom? Clients. This complete process you will learn in the next free classes, guys. Right? So, okay. So now I'm going to drop one mail, guys. That mail will contain 4 things. You will get one mail. What is the first one you'll get in the mail? Today's class recording. Notepad. I written a lot of notes here, right? I'm going to attach these notes in the mail. Along with these notes, you also get introduction class Word document. Every class, you people will get one Word document. Guess what you will get? Word document. That Word document I'm going to share with you. Okay. Now, along with the Word document, you also get what? Course content. I'm going to cover this course for 60 hours of time. How many hours I'm going to cover the Power BI course? The duration of this course is 60 hours. In the 60 hours, what topics I am going to cover, I listed in this 11 pages, guys. I will attach this. Please walk through this. Whatever the topics I listed here, each and every topic I'll discuss with real-time scenarios. Okay. So more than 2 months it will take to complete the course. Daily classes will be 1 hour to what? 1.5 hours. We have batches in the morning, 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. one batch, 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. one batch. Only 2 batches we have on Power BI, one in the morning, second one in the evening. The current batch we are going to start is what? Morning batch. After 1 or 2 weeks, I'll start what? Evening batch. Okay. So based on the time, you can choose it. If morning suitable, you go for here. If morning not suitable, wait for another 2 weeks. We'll start what? Evening. Classes will be from where? Monday to Saturday. Sunday is holiday. So what you will learn in the 60 hours? How to perform data analysis using what? Power BI you will learn for 60 hours, more than 2 months. After the course, you can comfortably keep 3 to 5 years of experience, guys. This Power BI course I designed not for the freshers. I designed for experienced people. And might be you might ask a question. When you design this course for experience, we are some people who want to try as a fresher. Is this course is not useful for you? Means you will learn more than what you required. Fresher candidates can learn more than what you required. Okay, but I designed this course keeping in mind to keep what? 3 to 5 years of experience on Power BI. So now I given the breakdown, 60 hours breakdown I given here. So first, I said that OLTPs will be provided by what? Companies. You don't need to do anything here. The first work you need to do is what? ETL in the Power Query. First, I'll start with what? Power Query, where I'll discuss what? 13 hours of time. What you will learn? ETL. In Power Query, you will learn about a language called mashup language. What language? MR mashup language. After that, you need to learn how to create OLAP database in where? Power Pivot. You will start learning Power Pivot for how many hours? 17 hours, where you will learn how to create what? OLAP database. While creating OLAP database, you will learn data modeling concepts, data warehousing concepts. You will learn one language called what? DAX. DAX is the most important language in Power BI. You will learn for more than 10 hours of time, only DAX. After that, you will create reports using what? Power View. You'll start learning Power View for how many hours? 17 hours, where you will learn what? How to create reports. After that, you need to share the reports using what? Power BI service. You'll start learning Power BI service for how many hours? 13 hours, where you will learn Azure cloud concepts, admin concepts like sharing the reports and scheduling the reports, all those. And you'll learn what? Power BI projects, guys. These projects will help you in keeping what? 3 to 5 years of experience. So what add-ons you'll get from the courses? Real-time projects. So I'll just show you one of the projects, what you will do. This kind of projects you will do in what is the title of the project? Retail AB project. In this project, you will take the data from where? SQL Server. These are the tables you will take. You will do as per the requirements, you will do ETL. As per the requirements, we'll create the OLAP database like this. There will be a lot of requirements here. As per the requirements, you will develop the reports, everything you will do it, guys. Okay. After that, you will learn what? Power BI developer. See, in order to keep the experience, 3 to 5 years of experience, you need to know in any Power BI project, what are the roles and responsibilities. We'll clearly explain Power BI developer roles and responsibilities. In any Power BI project, as a Power BI developer, what are the roles and responsibilities with real-time scenarios we'll discuss. So not only that, we'll discuss, we'll help you in preparing what? Resumes. We'll provide a lot of interview questions and we'll discuss them. We'll conduct what? Mock interviews. So, and who can learn Power BI? Okay, who can learn Power BI is freshers have job opportunities on Power BI. Freshers means you completed your education in 2024 or 2025 or 2026 or 2023. They might be considered as what? Freshers, guys. They will get, they don't want to keep any experience. They'll get the job as a fresher. Somehow you completed your education before before 2023. So before 2023, they don't consider as a fresher. So you might need to keep some experience, guys. Imagine you completed the education in 2020. Somehow you are not working anywhere. You will be treated as career break or career gap. You can learn Power BI. Once after learning Power BI, you are not supposed to try the job as a fresher. Must and should you need to keep some experience. So minimum 3 to 5 years of experience, minimum 3 to 5. 5 years of experience you need to keep and you need to try for the job. How you will get this experience? You are not working anywhere from last 5 years. Then how you will get this experience is there will be some consultancies in the market who will give that experience. You'll buy that experience and you'll try for the job. And last category of people who can learn Power BI is career transition. There are some people already working. Some people are working in non-IT jobs. So what this career transition means, you are working already, or some non-IT job you are working, or banking sector you are working, or some financial sector you are working, customer support, or mapping, or medical coding. You are working or QA or mainframes. You are working on some job, but you don't find the growth there. And you are looking for a high paying job in the market. So then you can learn what? Power BI. Then you can learn what? Power BI. These people also don't get the job as a fresher. They also want to keep minimum 3 to 5 years of experience. Those people will convert their experience to Power BI experience. These people, career transition people, no need to keep fake experience from consultancies. What experience you have already, that we will convert into Power BI experience. I'll tell you how to convert your current experience, any experience you have, that you can easily convert into Power BI experience and you can try for the job. So I'll help you in preparing the resume. I'll talk to one-on-one and I'll discuss whether you are a fresher, then how to prepare the resume. You are a career gap, how to prepare the resume. You are a career transition person, how to prepare the resume. We'll help you guys. All 60 hours recorded sessions we'll share with you. And when you are doing the practice, you got some question. You don't need to wait for the trainer. We have a separate support team who will help you to clarify your question. They will be available in the phone. They will be available in the Zoom meetings. They will help you to clarify your questions. So this is what I'm going to provide. Believe me, with my 60 hours of training, you can comfortably keep how much experience? 3 to 5 years of experience. Now, I'll just go with the questions. A common question, before I go and take the questions, a common question people will ask is, any prerequisite to learn what? Power BI. There are some people who came to this course from non-IT background. They don't have any prior computer knowledge. They don't know what is software, how it works. They don't know anything. So can those people can learn Power BI means what I said, no prerequisites to learn what? Power BI. Even you are a non-IT guy, you don't have any computer knowledge, you can happily join my course. I'll teach the Power BI from starting to basics to project level. Okay. Now, okay, without knowing anything, you join my course within 60 hours, you master Power BI. Okay, once you master Power BI in 2 months, even though you learn only Power BI, you don't get job. You don't get. Okay, you master Power BI in the 2 months of time. You thoroughly join my classes and you thoroughly practice it. Within 2 months, you master the Power BI course. But only with Power BI, you don't get what? Job. Oh, so if you go and check the jobs on Power BI, so if to check the jobs on Power BI, Power BI jobs will be posted like this: Power BI data analyst, Power BI developer, data analyst, Power BI specialist. If you go to Naukri or LinkedIn or some job portal, search with this job designation, sir, you'll find the jobs. In every job, you'll find what? SQL, guys. 90% of job postings on Power BI will be in the combination of what? Power BI and SQL. Some jobs they'll ask Power BI SQL plus what? Excel. Some jobs they'll ask Power BI SQL plus what? Python. Some jobs they'll ask Power Apps, Power Automate, ADF, W. This combination is less. Major combination is what? Power BI plus SQL. Now let's try to understand what is this SQL, why it is there in every Power BI job, why it is there in Power BI job. SQL stands for what? Structured query language, which is a common language used in all the databases. Used in what? To communicate with any of this database, they use this SQL language. Now, today in the class, to communicate with all the students, I choose what language? English, because it's a common language for us. So if I speak in English, you can understand it. Here, databases can understand only what language? SQL language. If you want to speak to database, you need to learn what language? SQL language. So if you want to see the data in database, or if you want to insert some data, you want to do anything with this database, you need to learn what? SQL. SQL is a language used commonly in all the databases, right? Now, in order to learn the SQL, we need to learn one database. You learn any database. SQL concepts are common. Okay. Now what is the SQL? I said that SQL is nowhere used in Power BI. Even you don't know SQL, you can complete the Power BI project. Try to understand. SQL will not used in extracting the data. SQL will not used in Power Query to do ETL. SQL will not used in Power Pivot to create OLAP. SQL will not used in Power View to generate the reports. SQL will not used to publish the reports and share the reports to the clients. I don't use SQL anywhere in the development phase of Power BI. Without knowing SQL also, I can complete the Power BI project. When you can complete the Power BI project without knowing SQL, then why every Power BI job they're asking SQL? Yes or no? Tell me, you people tell me if you know. Okay, this is sure. Even you don't know SQL, you can complete what? Power BI project. Then why every Power BI job they're asking SQL? Guess if you know. Yes, please. Okay, what is the reason they're asking? You know? Okay, so you take the data from database. Mostly companies will store the data in some database. Might be any database. SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL, or any database. You take the data into Power Query, you do ETL. In Power Pivot, you create OLAP. In Power View, you create report. How can you blindly tell your report is correct? You are moving the data from 3 different places to here. There is a chance you might do a mistake in middle and you might be showing the wrong number. Can I share the wrong reports to the clients? What is the problem? When I share the wrong report to the client, what is the problem? They'll take the wrong decisions. So after creating the report, we need to check the report is correct or not. How you will check the report is, you'll go to the database. Database understand what language? SQL. Using SQL, you will write what? Queries. That queries will give what? Output. That output you need to compare with what? Report output. When both are same, your report is correct. You take the data from here only, right? This data you need to compare here, right? So for testing purpose, you'll write SQL queries, guys, right? Read this point now. So to develop the reports, we don't require what? SQL. SQL, to test the data and the reports, we need what? SQL. So we teach SQL classes for 30 hours. In our training institute, we teach a database called what? MySQL, where you will teach what? SQL concepts for how many hours? 30 hours. Power BI for 60 hours. SQL for 30 hours. Totally how many hours? 90 hours. So with 90 hours, you can comfortably, if you already know SQL, you learn Power BI. If you don't know SQL, learn Power BI and SQL. Along with Power BI and SQL, having additional skills like Python and Excel also added advantage. I don't say if you want to get the job on Power BI, these two are mandatory. SQL is mandatory. SQL is mandatory. Okay, these are my front office team members. If you have any questions about the fee or courses, you can talk to them. Any questions related to the demo, what we discussed now, you can ask me here. Fine, I'm done with the demo. When is your next class? When is your next class? Tomorrow at what time?
Tomorrow,
10 a.m.
10 o'clock.
10 a.m. This
Yeah.
complete week, you'll have classes 10 to 11 only. From next week, 7:30 to 9.
7:30 a.m. Yeah.
9, right. Fine, guys. Any questions from today's class?
Yeah. Myself, my name is Surya. I'm having a query.
Yeah, please proceed.
Yeah. So myself, I am a working professional, working on say something called Power Apps and Power Automate SharePoint.
Okay.
So I want to learn Power BI to advance my skill set. So this is the area where I was looking for Power BI. So
100%, sir. I said that there are some job postings in the combination of what? Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, and SQL. This will help you. To these jobs, your profile will be eligible.
Okay.
Any other questions?
One more question from my end only. You're aware about AI intervention in IT
Yes.
sector, in IT field. So how long the AI intervention will interrupt Power BI
See,
jobs
one thing.
or Power BI related jobs?
No doubt. No doubt.
What alternative or
AI will
what
create
workaround we have to look into it?
Workaround, you don't need to do anything. Let me tell you. So in the older days, when you don't have YouTube, so to get any help, I am developing one software. In the older days, I don't have YouTube that time. If I want any help, cannot get it, any videos or something. Now YouTube is giving a lot of content. By taking the help from that videos, I can develop things. Now also, when we are developing one software, we are not going to take help from YouTube or Google or nowadays. Nowadays we are taking the help from where? AI tools, guys. AI tools will give the code, but that code will not completely develop your software. Yes, it can give a basic code that require a lot of customization. Who can customize that? Developer can customize it. So nowadays, to get the job on Power BI, must and should you need to learn the software, no doubt in it. Along with that, you need to learn how to use the AI to speed up your work. So in the older days, to do a Power BI project without AI, if it is taking 6 months, now with AI, I can complete it in 3 months, 4 months only. Right. So where we can get some ready-made code where we can customize and use it. Now in Power BI, where are the places I can utilize AI and get the code and use it? I'll explain. Okay. Yes. Still you have question?
So is the
Any other
SQL
questions?
server included in it, or
See,
do we
ma'am,
need to take another one?
as I said, you learn any one database. The SQL concepts are common. Whether you learn SQL Server or whether you learn MySQL, the SQL commands are same. You don't need a separate database. You need only SQL concepts. Yes, please proceed if you have any
So
questions.
in this SQL server, do we have any demo like that, or do we
We
need
have,
to
ma'am.
learn it
My team
separately?
will. That's what I said. I shared the
Okay.
support team members, ma'am. You please reach out to them to know about SQL classes. We'll have a demo for SQL classes also.
Okay.
SQL will be taught by you or some other trainer?
Other trainers, sir. I teach only Power BI here. Harish sir will teach SQL.
In separate session?
Right, separate demo, separate time slot, separate classes. Power BI classes are 60 hours separate. SQL classes are 30 hours separate classes.
Okay.
If we have some basic knowledge on SQL, is that is enough
Very
to
basic is
work
not
on Power?
sufficient, sir. You need to have
Okay.
a good command on joins, how to join 5-6 tables and get the data. You need to have good
Mhm.
command on select classes, when to use where class, group by, having, order by. And you need to have good command on what are constraints, what are views, synonyms. A lot of SQL concepts are required. Not very basic is sufficient. You need to have a strong command on SQL concepts.
Okay.
T-SQL is not required. PL-SQL, T-SQL is not required. SQL is sufficient. You don't need to write procedures, triggers, functions.
Mhm.
You don't need to write them.
Okay.
Any other questions? Online people, anybody have any questions? Right. Hope everyone is clear. We'll meet tomorrow, guys. Thank you. See you in tomorrow's class.
Thank you.